I've been in the zone for 3 years now. 3 winters, 3 summers, and countless nights when I thought I wouldn't see the next sunrise. You want to know how to survive here? Then listen carefully. Forget what you've seen in movies. Forget the romantic tales of glory. The zone doesn't care about your dreams. It only cares about one thing: testing how long you can last before it breaks you. The first thing you need to understand is this: the zone isn't just a place. It's alive. It watches, it waits, and it punishes those who get careless. I've seen men laugh at this idea. Hours later, I've carried what was left of them out of a swamp, if there was even enough left to carry. Respect the zone. Treat every step like it could be your last.
Rule 1. Silence is your greatest ally. Noise attracts attention. Attention gets you killed. Whether it's the crackle of your radio, the clatter of a careless boot, or the sound of your own heavy breathing, out here, everything listens. Mutants, other stalkers, even the zone itself. I once traveled with a rookie who loved to talk, telling stories to keep his nerves steady. He didn't even notice when the forest around us went silent. The next moment, there was nothing left but blood on the leaves and the echo of his last words. If you want to live, learn to love silence. Rule 2. Trust is a luxury. You might think other stalkers are your brothers. Sometimes they are. More often, they're desperate men with empty pockets and hungry stomachs. I've walked into camps where someone smiled at me, shared bread and vodka, and then tried to put a knife in my ribs while I slept. Keep your circle small. Watch their eyes, their hands, their shadows. If you sense something's wrong, you're probably right. In the zone, betrayal is more common than loyalty. Rule 3. Food and water are worth more than bullets. You can fight with a knife if you have to, but you can't fight hunger. Out here, you don't plan for days, you plan for calories. A loaf of bread, a flask of clean water, a can of beans can mean the difference between life and death. I once traded my last box of ammo for a single bottle of clean water. Some say it was foolish, but when the fever from contaminated swamp water kills you, bullets won't save you. Rule 4. Details keep you alive. You think you'll die in a firefight or at the claws of some mutant? No. More often, it's the little things. A rusty ladder that breaks, a loose board in a dark hallway, a forgotten filter in your gas mask. I've seen men choke on toxic air because they didn't check their gear before heading into a factory. I've seen boots dissolve in acid puddles because someone thought the ground looked safe. Details don't just matter, they decide who walks out and who doesn't. Rule 5. The zone tests your fear. Fear is natural. If you weren't afraid, you wouldn't last a day here. But fear must be controlled. I've stood at the edge of anomalies that bent the air like heat waves, my hands shaking, my body screaming to run, but I forced myself to breathe, to stay still, to watch and learn. Fear can sharpen you, or it can destroy you. The zone doesn't kill you with claws or bullets, it kills you with panic.
Now let me tell you about the nights. The zone is cruel during the day, but at night it becomes something else. Darkness here is not just the absence of light, it's alive, pressing against your skin, whispering in your ears. You'll hear footsteps that aren't there, voices calling your name, laughter in the distance. Some stalkers break down, chasing those voices until they vanish into the dark forever. The trick is to remind yourself the zone lies. Trust only what you can see, touch and hear with your own hands and ears. There are places I won't go, no matter how much I'm offered. The old hospital, where the windows glow faintly at night, as if lanterns are burning inside. The collapsed mines, where people hear the sound of chains being dragged. And the watchtower. Everyone knows the watchtower. They say if you climb it, you'll see your own death waiting at the top. I don't know if it's true. I don't plan to find out. Survival isn't just about avoiding death. It's about carrying on with purpose. If you wander the zone without reason, it will consume you. That's why every stalker needs a code. Mine is simple. Never steal from the dead, never abandon someone who still breathes, and never forget that the zone always takes its price. Break those rules, and it will come for you faster than you think. Some people ask me why I stay. Why not leave? Why not go back to the world outside the fences? The truth is, once you've lived in the zone long enough, the outside feels unreal. Bright streets, clean air, people who don't look over their shoulders with every step. It feels like a dream you can't trust. Here, at least, I know the rules. Here, I know the cost of survival. So, if you truly want to walk this path, remember this. The zone doesn't forgive, it doesn't forget, it doesn't care who you are or what you want. But if you learn its rhythm, if you respect its silence, and if you carry these rules deep in your bones, you might just last long enough to call yourself a stalker. And if you don't, then your story will end like so many others, just another shadow swallowed by the zone.